Welcome to A Melanie Minute, an ongoing feature of Connect for Life, the podcast. In this Melanie Minute, you'll learn about how a small Canadian charity that sprouted in Mississauga, Ontario, expanded into South Africa. Melanie Taddeo, founder of Connect for Life, talks about what inspired her to even consider opening another chapter of the 10-year organization, not to mention doing so nearly halfway around the globe. And in this Melanie Minute, you'll learn about what it takes to expand a charity, the opportunities and challenges, and how the mission and vision of some charities can actually be scalable into other regions, countries, and continents. A Melanie Minute is a special segment we produce regularly here at Connect for Life, the podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Connect for Life, the podcast. I'm Melanie Taddeo, the founder of Connect for Life, and today I'd like to share with you how Connect for Life South Africa started as an idea and has become a reality. Do you remember where you were in the midst of the pandemic? Stuck at home while the world around us came to a complete stop? Here at Connect for Life, we had to think quickly and be innovative of how to take all of our programs virtual so that our clients could still continue on their journeys of independence, seeking skill development, and learning about health and well-being. We started our Introduction to Public Speaking course and an accessible voice and broadcasting course, and of course, our Skills for Life, Life Skills Online. And we started to create a sense of community, sharing our shared experiences of being individuals with disabilities, stuck at home, afraid of what was happening around us, but also wanting to spread our wings and grow in skill development. As I was teaching an accessible voice and broadcasting at home, my husband, who was also home at the time, was observing what was happening. And he said to me one day, "Melanie, you need to do what you're doing with Connect for Life in South Africa." I laughed at him, to be honest, when I first suggested. I said, "Why would I do that?" He's like, "There's such a need in South Africa for skill development for people of all abilities. You should investigate." I nodded and said, "Okay," but I was focused on something else. But as he continued to watch the impact we were making in the lives of individuals of various abilities in our communities, he said, "I want you to reach out to people. Just send some emails, see what happens." So I made a list of all the different people in South Africa, organizations for people with disabilities, educators, government officials, and sent them out thinking, why not? Let's see what happens. Much to my surprise, I got a lot of responses, eager to hear about what we were doing in Canada and possibly how you could connect. My husband said, "If you can secure 10 meetings, I'll take you to South Africa as soon as the pandemic is over." I was sold on this idea. I'd always wanted to travel to South Africa. Now, my husband comes from Africa, and he is well aware of the challenges that individuals of all abilities face on a regular basis. So in 2023, he lived up to his word, and so did I. I had made way more than 10 connections and scheduled multiple meetings to meet with people, educators, as well as some government officials and lots of individuals with disabilities and the organizations that serve them. We traveled for a 3-week whirlwind vacation where I was allowed to do some fun, exciting activities, including walking or running with the lions, having attended a safari, but also visiting many schools for learners with disabilities. In South Africa, there is no inclusive education, but in fact, special schools for learners with disabilities. Much to my surprise, when I went to visit them, I learned that many educators are not trained to work with learners with disabilities. I listened to their experiences and the struggles they faced, spoke with many individuals, including the learners of many different schools, about what they were experiencing and what they hoped for the future. I met with some government officials and some people from the Department of Education, having conversations to try to understand the scope and the reality of life in South Africa from various perspectives. As my vacation came to a close, I had an idea. I wanted to learn more, and I put out an information session for people to learn more about myself and about Connect for Life. And I went home. As I came back, I shared my experiences with the team at Connect for Life and how exciting it was and the opportunities that possibly partnering with organizations and schools in South Africa. We ran a 6-week introduction to public speaking course for a school, Carpe Diem, in Western Cape in South Africa, virtually. And the learners had a great time, and the teachers and educators were floored at the difference within the 6 weeks. I was excited, and I said to my husband, I want to go back. I need to do more. I need to understand a bit more. So off I went to South Africa once again, where I this time spent more time talking to people and understanding the backgrounds and culture and all of the challenges and barriers that people with disabilities were facing in South Africa. I told them, I'm not the expert, you guys are. You need to educate me. And they did just that. I identified there was a gap of skill development for learners of all abilities, not only youth leaving high school that are now going on to post-secondary or tertiary school, but this lack of skill development is also impacting the unemployment rate in South Africa. Now, for learners with disabilities, after they're finished school, they go back into society and perhaps have been sheltered for many years attending schools that they live at. And again, the skill development was not there. My brain started working overtime, and I put together a proposal of developing a skill development training center where we could train individuals of all abilities, hands-on training to ensure that they have the skill sets that they could walk away from after a set amount of time with not only the right skills, the certification, but also roadmap, let's call it, of what they can do and take back to their own communities, not only to help them be self-sustainable, but to give back to their community and to their families. Whether they want to be entrepreneurs, start their own business, or become employed by an employer in their own community. I shared this idea with, again, the Department of Education and some government officials just to see if there was some interest, and they said, absolutely. But really, we recommend you starting a not-for-profit in South Africa. So when I came home, I met with the board of directors of Connect for Life South Africa and proposed starting a chapter of Connect for Life South Africa. They said, absolutely, this is great. Will you lead it? I said, most definitely. So I went back to my contacts in South Africa and proposed. I was looking for board members in South Africa, and quickly I had 3 or 4 people step up right away. And I had some great people here in Canada say they wanted to be part of this exciting journey. We launched Connect for Life South Africa board in June of this year, 2024. And over the last number of months, we have created policies, a foundation, programs, social media presence, a website, and so much more. And we officially launched it to the world in November, just virtually though, from Canada. What comes next, of course, is the exciting part. I'm heading back to South Africa to work with the team in South Africa to get all the pieces in place for us to get started and start to deliver programs in 2025. I will share more about all of our programs and the experience of South Africa when I'm there, so that you guys can hear exactly what's happening in South Africa and hear from the great volunteers on the ground in South Africa. If you'd like to learn more, please visit our website at connect4lifesouthafrica.org. And again, there's a link on connectforlife.ca, of course, to our website there. We also have just launched our Giving Tuesday fundraiser for Connect for Life South Africa, and it's been a great initiative, and we thank all of those who have contributed. It's still running to the end of December, so if you're interested, please visit our website. Again, thank you, Connect for Life team, for the opportunity and the passion to want to make a difference and spread our wings to South Africa.
You have been listening to Connect for Life, the podcast. Connect for Life is a Canadian-based registered charity committed to eliminating barriers for people with disabilities. Visit connectforlife.ca and join us in helping people with disabilities become the champions of their growth stories.